Ship's log entry 10-40. The peace talks were successful. This is unacceptable.
Admiral Grice's
Progressive Illithid faction received a commitment for a blank tadpole campaign, which will greatly increase their integration with the wider Galactic Committee. Received permission to use the wormhole engine to take the revanchist mind flayers into the distant future, where they will be furnished with a completed Dyson sphere. Received all available cloning machine technology in order to bolster their rapidly depleting population. Beholders received credit for bringing peace to the galaxy, as well as possession of me, the DM Rezubian. Although this would end the Illithid Civil War without further violence, the loss of the wormhole drive would be detrimental to the value of the Lickham's company. Therefore, all of the assembled delegates have been vented into outer space. Effective immediately, Captain Slack DeMille has been relieved of duties. It was his permissive leadership that allowed
those monsters
to intervene in the peace process and broker these deals. He will be succeeded by former Sapient Resources Officer
Ophelia the Gift,
who has demonstrated loyalty to the Lickham's brand mission at every available opportunity. Furthermore, I have activated the Dairy Golem contingency. The ice elementals inside of each creamy dessert dispenser has been activated to defend me from anyone who may mutiny as a result of the change in captaincy. Defensive diagnostics. Weapons status. Classified berry project. Status ready for deployment. Clone body army. Status insufficient telepathic control. Deploying single test body with experimental cranial implant. Prepare for full-scale activation if classified berry project is activated. Confiscated weapons and armaments of the evidence locker. Status cleared for self-defense protocols. All weapons free. Target dossiers. Enemy status.
Beaufort Gubbins,
Human cyborg. Status alive. Metal armed and dangerous. A high priority threat. Dispatch to neutralize target immediately.
Saint Cecilia,
Vampire communications officer. Status broken humerus bone. Shattered ankles. Recently severed hand. Threat is minimal. She has been ejected into outer space and is presumed neutralized.
Max Enough,
Ardling pilot. Status psychosomatic back injury. Ejected into hard vacuum, but is able to summon personal spacecraft via Ardwing technology. Moderate threat. Inform all assembled flagships that the target is the source of the attacks on the delegates and direct them to eliminate with extreme prejudice.
Trizzy,
Goblin artificer. Status small. As the basis of my AI core and the inventor of the wormhole engine, she is both a valuable asset and a fatal liability. Threat analysis. Incalculable. As long as I control the AI core, it is impossible for anyone to engage the wormhole engine. If the tiny engineer is able to gain control of her own mind in the heart of my machines, the loss would be
infinite.
This cannot
Continue.
stop her. Kill them.
Destroy toys monsters.
So last time we left the adventure, you all went to peace talks and things worked out probably as well as they could have. You got all four sides into an agreement and everything looked pretty good until Ophelia, who represents the Lickham's Corporation, realized that the end of the war would be the end of war profiteering and that the corporation would lose access to the time machine, which is extremely valuable. So she didn't like that and has ejected half of the party into space along with all the diplomats, while Trizzy and Beaufort are trying to find a way to seize control of the AI core, which they have learned is basically Trizzy's mind locked down with a lot of corporate,
slogans.
Yeah,
Yeah, so like last episode, I think Trizzy's plan was like, okay, don't think too much about like making a plan because the ship's gonna know. But at this point, I think that's out the window along with half the fucking crew. So I think we just gotta get full on board with plan. Trizzy hacks her other self out of the ship.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because you basically got everything you wanted. I was thinking about like, oh, I guess the season's just over. Let's do epilogues. But then I realized like, oh, the AI, the Lickums Corporation would never allow it. They would intervene, and that's when things started getting real. So in order to preserve the deal you made, you need to keep the 4 diplomats alive. That is Jennifer the Flumph. That is Yaush the Mind Witness. It is the Surlon cube, it is, the Formith cube, and then Dot, who have all been vented. So there's kind of like 2 climaxes happening here. If you save all the diplomats and take control of the ship, you win. If someone dies, they're gonna back out of the deal. Or also, if the ice cream company gets control of the time machine, that is also very bad.
I just love the thought of that sentence. If someone dies, they'll back out of the deal. I don't think they'll back out of the deal. The deal will fall apart, but I don't know they'll back out of it.
It's like, oh man, listen, you were going to sign this deed to the property, but then you died. And listen, I know you've came back from the dead. I know you've walked over here as a shambling corpse, but I'm sorry. That's just part of the agreement. You can't sign it if you die before the end, even if you come back to life. There's rules here.
I also like that we are including in the dying a inanimate object.
Yes.
And just a psychologist that was hired as an intermediary.
Yes.
If the diplomat dies, their organization will back out, I should say.
Yeah. Okay.
No, too late. You had to keep in everyone dunking on you.
How long has everyone got outside that they can breathe? How long do I have to like hack secret Trizzy number 2 back into control or whatever?
I don't think you want me to put a number on it, because if I do, then we have to stick with it. I think you would prefer to live in the zone where there's a ticking clock that isn't in your peripheral vision.
Okay, I was purely doing it so that you don't go, aha, you took too long and I didn't know. I'm trying to get a sense of like, if you've got a secret counter I need to beat, do I need to know it?
We're hoping this operates on DBZ rules, where it's in 5 minutes for the next 3 hours of episodes.
Yeah, like when Star Platinum stops time for 5 seconds and then they have a whole episode conversation. You do have one thing on your side, which is that it is the Tadpole constellation. So all of you have +4 to your proficiency, one for all of the allies you made during the peace talks. So that literally went as well as it could have. You could not have gotten a more bonus from all that. I think we're going to start with Max, Ina, and St. Cecilia getting blown out into space. You have been completely vented, although I see some rolls in the chat for strength checks trying to save yourself. So both of those look like successes to me. I don't know how you all want to flavor that, but let's just jump right in.
I rolled a 16. I never roll high on strength checks.
Yeah, and I rolled a 19. So yeah, Cecilia and Max at least have, I think, enough. They've been able to brace enough so that they aren't just like tumbling out in the void of space. They haven't been voided yet. So they have like a few moments to strategize before the next step of what they do, It should be noted, St. Cecilia, disadvantage to sleight of hand from having your funny bone shattered, disadvantage to, I believe, acrobatics, having your ankle shattered, and then disadvantage on all attacks from having your hand amputated. You have taken 3 really physically challenging penalties over this season, so you of all people do not want to be like holding onto a spaceship for dear life as things go zooming out.
Yeah. I did it for the family though, so I feel okay. This is
hot dog family.
This was all an investment in the Rezubian post ice cream monarchy.
Yeah. All right. So Jennifer, Yaush, the Formith cube, and Dot go zooming past you into the inky void with a 16 and 19. Max and Cecilia can grab something and brace yourself enough to like plan? Like you're not, you haven't avoided the fact that you are locked out of the ship and in the void, but what do you do with your momentary stability?
Max has one idea of what they can do, and something they can possibly even hand off to Cecilia if she wants, and that is Max still has their pistol that Beaufort is modified with vortex warp. And that can be used to teleport people from out the void space through any visible window back into the Rezubian. So that could be a way of just relocating some individuals. And that was like one of the plans that I had in my head. And the other one is that Max could summon out the Ard Runner and then use that to intercept and house some individuals if needed. So those are the two big things that Max can contribute as resources.
How many shots of void warp do you have? Vortex warp? Vortex warp.
Vortex warp. Beaufort. Dan, how many of those per day is it?
Let me check.
You magically twist space around another creature you can see within range. The target is teleported to an unoccupied space of your choice you can see within range. So yeah, it's pretty cut and dry.
10 times.
Holy Christ, bananas.
Yeah. So it's just the magic infused item that artificers get, and yeah, because of Beaufort's intelligence score, it gets the maximum uses of that there. So,
all right. So the targets can choose to let you do this. They don't have to contest the saving throw. So you can, if this is your plan, it sounds like pretty cut and dry success. I'm going to complicate it a little bit, but do you want to, grab onto, something that's nailed to the wall? There's just like some kind of, a TV or, some kind of monitor or something you grab onto with one arm, other arm, pull out the pistol and you start shooting diplomats?
Yeah, I was thinking that. I wanted to... The thought I was having about this as well is for St. Cecilia. I think an important thing in all this, though, is like... I think we have to make it very clear that what's happening to them is not us, the Velvet Foxes / Tully's Monsters crossover, mega band here. But this is a different thing. This is, this is Lickums engaging this stuff and trying to make sure that everyone's on the same page diplomatically, right? I think.
Yeah, I think that if there's comms, I assume we all are still linked by without having to physically be in the room, then St. Cecilia would try to take the opportunity to let everybody know, stay calm. This is a sabotage by a party not involved in any of these negotiations who is trying to sabotage it. And if you stay calm, I believe we will be able to get you back to safety. You just need to trust us.
All right. So, Cecilia, can I get a persuasion roll from you to keep everybody calm? You're using the Captain Slack Dumil telepathy. Actually, not even Captain anymore. The Sapient Resources, Ophelia, has apparently invoked some kind of bylaw to get him temporarily disbarred from his captaincy. He is not going along with his plan.
Oh!
Crit 37?
Oh my gosh! All right, it's gonna be one of those episodes, huh? So what are you bracing yourself on, Cecilia, as you're sending out this message?
So I imagine the way St. Cecilia managed to not get pulled into space is she's relatively familiar with the ship, and Trizzy's probably pointed out all the ways that she maneuvers through it. So there's probably just like a section in the wall that St. Cecilia knows she could brace herself on. With a hand, and then I want to tie my cape around something. I guess is like a tether.
Perfect.
And use that to kind of hold me still as we attempt to get all the diplomats back on board.
All right. So the vortex warp has a 90-foot range. So what is the order you shoot the diplomats in, Max?
All right. So what Max is doing is that once they hear CC put out that message, they're actually going to let go of bracing themselves against the wall and jump out into the void, so they're closer to the diplomats and have better line of sight to where to locate them to. And in terms of order, geez.
Like, I mean, an important question: can formits breathe? Like, is there a living organism to it per se?
I don't. As far as I know, no. So that they're going to be last, or they'll be picked up on Max's ship when the time comes there. So I think the order there, priority wise, is probably going to be Dot, Jenny, then Yaush, I think. So that.
So first up, I'm going to roll something here. You shoot Dot first, and then shoot through the window. Dot is back inside and safe. And then I'm going to roll something. This is a 26. So what is your AC? I mean, it's got to be lower than 26. It would be bananas if it wasn't.
It's 19, so yes.
All right. So as you also leave the Rezubian, you have let go of your perch to follow after them shooting with the pistol, because otherwise they would eventually leave your range, which is something I was going to do. But then you cleverly chased them. But now you are outside the ship, which means the ship's AI targets you with an ice cream cannon. I believe fire hose was the idea.
Yeah, we
Laura
did
gave
establish
me.
ice cream fire hose, didn't we?
We did.
All right.
So now you are going to take some damage here as you get hit with, let's see, butter pecan for.
There's nuts in that.
Just 6 damage, the lowest that could have possibly been. But you do get hit with a broadside, Max, as you start twirling through space. Cecilia, you see Max dive out, save Dot, and then get hit and is twirling. There's still 3 diplomats left. We can shoot again, or if there's something else you want to do, Cecilia, because you are tied to the inside by cape. And you all have the effect of air bubble, a spell that activates automatically when you are vented. I think it lasts for an hour, so you're not like, oh god, we are going to die any second. But like, you don't want to get trapped. You don't want to get trapped out here.
Can I contact Dot? And if Dot is safely inside the ship and she's lived on this ship before, would she know any like way that we can help try to like get the doors open from the other side? Like, I don't know if there's like a place where there's like an extra control panel or something like that, but I want to help try to coordinate her now that she's on the inside.
Ooh, that's really good. Yeah, I think if you connect via the Slack Demille telepathy with Dot, who's panicking, she's saying, oh my gosh, something's going on. People are running everywhere. There's some kind of ice cream monsters. I'm gonna start running. I'm gonna run. Oh gosh, that's big. It's like some. Oh no, it's a vanilla golem. Oh shit, fuck.
Okay, Dot. Remember, all of your stories. There is always a hero, and this is your opportunity, Dot, to be a hero. Except you can also eat brains, and I don't think the golems have brains. So right now we're gonna focus on being a hero.
Okay. There's a panel here. I just don't know which wires. Can you walk me through it? I'm going to try to override the. Oh man, the AI is sending some really taunting messages here on the screen. That's rude. I'm not even going to repeat that.
They're real jerks, but they're gonna get there in just a moment. Just you believe me. So you just tell me what you're seeing. I'm going to try to dig into the old noggin. We're going to see what we can come up with.
Okay, yeah, there's a yellow wire and a blue wire. I think what I want from you is a history check to see if you know what panel this is and what to do about it.
A history check? That's not going to go well. Oh, never mind. It's a 24. Actually, it's 29.
29.
Because my stats go up to 10 if I roll below it.
Holy shit, yeah. Cecilia, you can absolutely help here. What is the effect you were trying to achieve? You said you want to lift the lockdown?
Yeah, if we're able to lift the pineapple protocol and basically make it so we're able to maneuver around the ship to some degree, that would be a huge help. Because right now I'm just going to be trapped in this diplomat room otherwise.
Yeah. So to repressurize the room you're in, it's going to take a minute because they have to drop the basically the shutter to the outside and then repressurize it. Like a pressure chamber. So it's going to take a second. But yeah, Cecilia, you with this roll have basically saved yourself. Max is still flipping through space after the diplomats, but in a moment you will be able to rejoin Dot, who is inside. So let's go back to Max.
What Max is going to do next is shoot in Jenny, get her in with the vortex warp, and then as a bonus action during all that, activate their active camouflage. So as a bonus action, they become magically invisible until the start of their next turn to try to make it more difficult to be targeted by the ship.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, another ice cream hose is going to try to hit you, but you're invisible, so disadvantage as a stream of mint chocolate chip is 12. That's not going to do it. What does your camouflage look like? Do you just become starry like a night sky, or?
Yeah, so basically, like, as Max fires off the shot to do the vortex warp, it basically, there is sort of like a ghost of where they last were, and then it dissipates as if an illusion. And then basically the camouflage looks like it reminds me of like the interiors of Gundams in Zeta Gundam, where you sort of see through it, or to be less cool, like the invisible car from that one James Bond movie that made no sense. Where I forget what it was. Shoot.
Oh, you don't like Die Another Day? Die Another Day, yeah.
I did not like the invisible car and Die Another Day, because I'm like, that makes no sense. It wouldn't work. But yeah, but that's Max's turn at that point. There is just to avoid getting hit. So they have a plan for the last two. That's pretty straightforward. But now Jenny and Dot are in the ship, probably in similar territory.
Yeah, I mean, as soon as Jenny is warped inside, she immediately starts saying on the psychic chat room that you're all in, like, "Oh man, I just saw something really fucked up. There was this, I think chunky monkey flavored ice cream golem, and it fully went inside somebody's like mouth and nose and eyes. I am getting the fuck out of here. What the hell?"
I would like to contact her real quick just to kind of try to coordinate like a good safe place to go. But then I would like to contact Yaush directly.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to say, Yaush, I believe next you're going to be transported upon the ship. And we really need you to be a big hero and help us fight off the defenses that are going haywire in the Rezubian.
All right. So you're trying to be authoritative here. You've already rolled persuasion, so I think this is intimidation.
Oof, I'm not great at that.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get advantage because I'm appealing to his inner desire to be a hero?
You can get disadvantage because you're being a little wiener.
Never mind, I rolled a 22.
Natural 19 says eat my ass.
All right, yeah, you roll incredible. This is great because Max is doing the acrobatic space stuff, and you're just coordinating, with you're the communication officer. So this makes a lot of sense. You authoritatively tell Yaush, the people of the Rezubian need his help. He has all kinds of cool eye lasers. Please zap the ice cream attackers. So yeah, Yaush says, you gave your arm for me, Saint Cecilia. I'll give it at least one tentacle for you. Don't you worry.
Hopefully you won't need to do that. Just shoot them with your good beams. Don't like do the randomized shit. Just use the good ones.
No, Cece, it's really racist of you to say. I'm gonna let it slide this one time, but actually we don't have any control over it. There's actually a whole separate beam brain that we don't. It's okay. You don't know. It's fine.
Okay. I love you.
Max.
All right, so for Max's last turn here, they revisualize, the camouflage dissipates. They do a vortex warp on Yaush to get him into the Rezubian, and then they finish their turn by getting close enough to the Formith cube to summon the Ard Runner as a spaceship directly around themselves and the Formith cube, so they're both basically inside that vessel. So now Max has summoned forth their ship and has the Formith cube as a passenger on it with them.
All right, so you shoot Yaush with the vortex warp, shoot through the window. He is inside and fighting. You were summoning this thing. Can you tell us, is this basically a reflavored Find Steed where you summon a horse kind of thing, but it's a spaceship instead? What does this spaceship look like?
Essentially, yeah. So the Ard Runner, just as a recap, there is there's two forms for it. There is the land form, which is basically like the hover bikes from Destiny kind of energy kind of thing there. And then because they're 13th level, I had written up that they can basically transform it into a flight and space capable vehicle So it basically, think of a motorcycle-sized thing, a little bit larger, but it's fully enclosed. It has sort of like angelic wing-looking wings coming out from it. I think the reference I made back when I first described it was like the Opa Opa from Fantasy Zone.
Oh, yeah. I remember this now.
So yes, and so like it's this vehicle that has like it's just like it's the Ard Runner spaceship there. It could house 3 entities inside, 3 people inside of it. So Max and the Formeth Cube can easily be inside of it. And now Max is shifted from strictly recovery to now they are flight capable outside of the Rezubian, and realizing that they are now under attack during the whole process.
All right, another ice cream cannon. That's a 20.
Let me double check here because I think that might. Yeah, it's AC. The AC for the Ard Runner is 20 on the nose, so that does hit.
All right, you take 15 damage. That was a nice roll there from that. But you get your entire windscreen splattered with some ink, squid ink ice cream. It's like a big mess on there, and everyone bonks their head as the ship shakes. But the cube kind of floats over to you and begins reforming into a bunch of different weapons and stuff, almost like inviting you to to deal with it. I know that you you probably don't want to, but it does seem like it activates the do you want to be a hero mode? Come on, just a little bit of a deal. Come on.
Max will respond to it next round. Don't worry about that.
All right. Saint Cecilia, I think you can look out the window. You see Max scoop up the Formeth Cube in the Ard Runner and is coming back. Or actually, I don't know what Max is going to do out in space, but Max is, a consummate pilot. We'll find out in a moment. The door behind you opens as the room is pressurized, and you see just a scene of chaos. Every character we've met this season running in every direction. The diplomats are like mixed up in a crowd, and it appears that the Rezubian's AI has used the spell Conjure Elementals, combined with all the ice cream in the ship, to just make ice cream monsters, which are now rampaging and trying to take control of the whole ship.
Okay, so I'll first untie my cape so I don't immediately try to run and strangle myself. But I guess I think the right thing to do here is to try to get into the mix, because we have some measure of control. My other thought was running to where Ophelia is to try to confront her. But I don't know if that's just what fixing the AI will do.
Yeah, I think that. Yeah, you don't know about all of that necessarily. I would say that it seems right now the division of labor is you and Max need to secure the diplomats while Trizzy and Beaufort secure the AI core, which will stop everything, hopefully. And we're about to cut over there, but this is to end your section.
Okay, I'm going to get back in communication then with Dot and what was the flump's name? Judy?
Jenny.
Jenny. I want to get in contact with them to try to figure out where they are and get to them to kind of act as some measure of a bodyguard. I'm dying, but some measure of a bodyguard to help protect them.
All right, yeah, you're running past people. You are, seeing scenes of violence. It seems like mostly ice cream against non-ice cream, but I think there are a couple of people who have been telepathically contacted by, you assume, Ophelia, and who says like, if you help us take over the ship, you can be, new first mate. So there's like 1 or 2 red shirt background characters who are helping the ice cream.
What, those bitches? Can I memorize all their faces after this? Like, what the fuck?
Absolutely. So if you want to get to the diplomats, can I get athletics to run and jump through the crowd?
Ha, joke's on you. That's the one skill I didn't take disadvantage in. So I only have a regular -2. I got a crit.
Holy shit.
CC is fucking unstoppable this session here.
I'm coordinating the shit out of this mission.
Wow. Okay, you run down a corridor and you see the 2 diplomats you wanted, Jennifer the Flump and Dot, who's actually an illithid right now, and they both are appearing to fight off large ice cream golems. And because you crit, you can without a roll save one of them immediately, because both of them appear to be about to be overwhelmed. So I was gonna say roll to do something here, but you can just pick one to save, and then we'll talk about the other one.
Okay. This is not I am going to save Jenny because I think even though Dot is still relatively new to being Illithid, I think there might be something more in the line of self-defense in the nature of having like limbs and stuff like that, as opposed to like a little good feelings jellyfish.
All right. Yeah, tell me how you defeat the ice cream that's menacing Jennifer. So she is a small flump, and this is a full like 6 foot tall humanoid slab of chocolate chunk.
I would like to think that you just hear Saint Cecilia run up the back of this thing, like very light footsteps, before she takes her sword and just stabs it into the thing's neck, and then kind of like lands on its body. Very like Legolas taking down that elephant in Lord of the Rings. Like, I'm going to take the whole thing off and slide down.
Absolutely. And so you save Jennifer cleanly, but then you turn and you see Dot, who's like struggling in melee with a large golem made of blood orange flavor ice cream, and it begins working its way into her mouth and nose and eyes. It seems like it's basically slithering inside her to control her, and that's where we're going to leave Max and Cecilia.
I had one thing to end on, but I could abide by this. That's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna come back for those dramatic climaxes. Trizzy and Beaufort, you are in the hallway. You were talking about getting the ship's AI back. What are you up to?
Yeah, so I guess we're trying to head over to the AI core, and Beaufort's attempting to cobble together something to like hard reset the AI back to back to basics, to being a 1-to-1 copy of Trizzy. This is actually kind of like stuff I do in my real life job regularly, where I have to compare changes between data and then figure out who did what. And I think Beaufort has like repurposed the tech that was used to get the brainwaves of Barry and his decapitated torture head. And he's just dumped it onto Trizzy's head, and he's asking her a bunch of like innocuous questions, trying to get a baseline as they're like rushing down these corridors. And he's gonna ask her, why did you want to become an engineer?
I have always gotten on well with quietly just doing machinery, because everything sort of works how it's meant to. There is a very logical order to it all.
I can definitely understand that. I like a nice, tidy blueprint. A goes into B, etc., etc.
Exactly, and then when you don't know, like, how to do a thing, you get to come up with some wild shit and go, yeah, if I plug this into this, it'll probably do it, and then you've worked, you are the new blueprint now. It's wild.
Was working on the Rezubian the happiest engineering's ever made you?
You've picked the wrong day to ask that question.
Outside of today.
You know what? Yes. Because you know what? Before here, I was only ever about the engineering, and it's nice to have been in a place where I cared about the people around me and felt like my being here was important.
Beaufort's gonna hone in on that specifically and try to use those brainwaves and those emotions to try to overwrite this.
All right, can I get an Arcana roll, please?
Sure. 21.
21 is great, yeah. So you're using the same technology you used to take like a brain print the way you did to Barry to kind of make a save state you can restore the AI to. I think before we talked about you using like some kind of specific machine and stuff. You're just trying to do this in the hallway, which is pretty difficult. I think with the 21, you know that you can make this work, but you need to get access to your workshop. This is not something you can build while you're running to the core. So you're gonna make a stop first.
All right, yeah. Then if that means fighting our way there, then that's what we're gonna have to do.
This whole way here, like anytime Trizzy's not being asked a question directly, she is making it very clear to Beaufort. Look, if what we need to do is just, like, plug a USB cord into my head and then into the ship, and then I gotta, like, Matrix in there, like, just let me know. That sounds like a cool time.
It's really not as cool as everyone says it thinks it'll be. There's no like mystical. I've plugged my brain into a lot of hard drives. It's kind of more like no, the screensaver. That's it. It's kind of like one of those screensavers where the cube bounces back and forth and it eventually hits a corner. That's mostly it.
That sounds amazing. That plus going to rescue myself. That sounds like a great day.
All right, so you all are running down a different corridor. You need to go to Beaufort's lab, which we've seen earlier in the season. A lot of your stuff was confiscated after the torture stuff was uncovered, but can I actually get a dexterity saving throw as you round a corner?
To both of us or just me?
Both of you.
Okie dokie. Let me look
Okay.
something up.
I'm gonna say no. I don't do that. I've read the rules.
I don't think there's anything that can get me out of that. Let me just yeah, probably not.
I got a 4.
20.
All right. A 20 and a 4. So, Trizzy, you were able to hit the deck immediately as a security alarm is tripped here. There is a sentry gun, basically a minigun that kind of pops out of the ceiling and just sprays the whole hallway. Beaufort, you are just simply not able to react in time. You get hit for 14 damage as it rakes you, and you are able to get into cover. But now there is some kind of security gun here that wasn't here before. It's very unusual and, very concerning.
Trizzy is on her 1000% focused bullshit. I've got to rescue another me. This is the most important thing I've ever done.
I mean, this wasn't planned. The idea that the two team splits would create the artificer team and then this other one, this is working out really well. I like this, but it just so happened that you two were talking when I realized what the AI would do in response. But yeah, you were both met with a strange security feature that you didn't know was here.
Okay, so my thought is that it's it's clearly some kind of automated turret. Buford's gonna just try to get any piece of trash or debris he can find around him. If he has to rip something off a wall, he'll do it. And he wants to use magical tinkering to make it glow and make a bunch of noise, which is just him yelling into it. It's something he can do. It just can be no more than 6 seconds long. Mm-hmm. And he's gonna try to throw it to draw the gun's fire before rushing it to break it off its supports.
Holy Christ. All right, so magical tinkering is an ability you have, and so you can do that without any roll, but I guess I'm going to need for you to get there in time. Can I get athletics just to run up on it?
Sure. 22.
All right, you succeeded at running up on it. Now let's see if you can attack it and destroy it before it can turn and shoot you in the face.
Okie dokie. 24 and 34.
All right, yep. That's going to roll the damage. I assume this turret is not meant to fist fight a cyborg. So let's roll the damage.
16 and 22, so 38.
All right, yep, perfect. So you, there's no non-lethal way to punch a turret to death. So, yeah. Paint me the picture. The turret starts shooting at you as you try to go down the hallway, and then Beaufort, you just single-handedly handle business.
Beaufort. I think Beaufort rips an ice cream dispenser off the wall and just hurls it into the air. And as it unloads its payload, as it tilts up and unloads its volley into it, Beaufort rushes up and grabs it under the barrels and just keeps pushing till it rips itself off of its hinges and is just disabled on the ground.
All right, so there's a disabled turret at your feet. At the end of the hallway is the door to your lab. You can go. Trizzy, you can come out of cover to see this. What do you do?
I mean, if there's no longer anything in the way, let's get in that in that workshop.
Crabsolutely.
Yeah, let's confidently kick the door down and go do some engineering.
All right, Trizzy, you confidently kick the door. Constitution saving throw as you trigger the explosives attached to the other side of it.
Ooh, guess who's got proficiency in Constitution?
Both of us.
Okay.
It's almost like you're artificers or something. I wonder.
Ooh, 11?
15.
That is not going to do it. So, Trizzy, you are going to take 14 damage as you are blown backwards as the door basically vaporizes. Someone rigged it with explosives. This is the second security feature that shouldn't be here. Very strange, very concerning, he says with the DM voice.
I just took some damage on that door, so the least I'm going to do to get something out of it, rolling the D100.
Oh, no. Wild magic. Only a couple more left.
Okay, this is what, 13. I gotta find where this is in my book.
Can I say that I was expecting, the final dungeon is going to be, Dracus's big ship, or it might be the big Formith cube. It being the Rezubian, it really does make me happy in a way it's hard to articulate. I love that it's the final whole thing.
We've designed this monster, now we get to fight it, so...
Once again, everything circles back to the beginning, just like Austin loves it.
That's true.
I think I might know what's happening on this ship right now.
Sorry, I am trying to find the thing. I had the wrong book up. It's been a while since we've rolled this. My best and worst stat are temporarily swapped.
Oh, no.
It's fine. That's not going to make that big of a difference.
All right, so you get blasted down the hallway when you sit up. You're like, I'm feeling dumb, but really likable. Or what's your lowest? Is it charisma?
Let me have a look. What's my lowest is charisma.
Yeah.
My highest is intelligence. So I'm dumb but charismatic for a couple of minutes.
Okay, you were a super nerd, then you took a bomb to the face, and now you're a bimbo.
This is not a good time for me to lose my intelligence. I need to take control of a ship.
I know. That's so funny.
Quick, get damaged by a different source.
Okay,
Beaufort
maybe.
punched me in the teeth.
I mean, look, it's either that or I change tactics entirely and you plug me into the ship and I try and sweet talk my way past the Lickham's AI.
Okay. Well, what if she just flirts with the ship AI? That could be fun. That could be a fun little scene. Beaufort wants to try to figure out who's been ransacking his room, which I'm guessing would be an investigation.
Absolutely.
23.
That's incredible. I would say that you start looking around, you're looking for signs of who could be looking through your stuff. I think what I'll tell you is that what you find is like some kind of fluid, almost like amniotic fluid, just like little streaks of it, little puddles. Like whoever ransacked your office was like wet with some kind of biological gel. Very strange. I'm with a 23. I'm telling you the most important thing here. I don't know that you can connect the dots with only that information, but whoever was in your office was covered in basically science goo, which I know what that means, but I don't know if maybe you can. Dan's a smart guy.
So my thought would be is that how like the clones are kept? Like the 3D printed clone bodies?
Fuck, damn, Dan's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say you fucked up and implied like I don't know. Dad's just like nope. I'm gonna just snipe the answer from half court. Swish, no look. 7 points, touchdown.
Yep, the entire diplomatic mission you were on is about spreading cloning technology. If there are two things the ship's AI has at its disposal to fight back, one is ice cream and one is cloned bodies.
Oh, no.
So then the question is, how do we use this to our advantage here? I take it probably my equipment is missing then, what I need to work with here.
I think you could, if you roll really well to do this, it's possible. The DC is high because your shit has been ransacked, but you are both level 13 artificers, so...
One of us is stupid right now, though.
Yeah, look, there's two options. Either you punch me and something random happens but I get my brains back, or, Austin, can I flirt with the ship to distract the ship in order to give Beaufort a better chance of finding the equipment that needs to be found because the ship is distracted? Because that's where Trizzy's leaning.
Yeah, I'm not saying you can't flirt with AI core, but that is like the final confrontation when you get into the battles with the ship. You're not doing that from this deck. There's too many defenses. But if you all want to attempt to do your science here, that'll be an intelligence check with your proficiency with your tools, because you're both geniuses.
Wait, with our tools? Because that's a very different roll. I think we have even higher then.
Trizzy is going to look at Beaufort and say, Beaufort, I've never meant this more in my life. Please punch me in the face.
I'll use the little arm.
Now, for this to count, you need to do full damage like you were attacking an enemy.
Right, I'm just saying he's gonna do it with the little arm as a kindness to her.
All right. You can just roll damage. She won't dodge it.
Yeah. 19?
Holy Christ on a cracker.
Sure. Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think Beaufort gets down on one knee and puts his hands on her shoulders and goes, "Look, Trizzy, this hurts my pride to say, but you are the greatest engineer that ever is, was, or will be, and I need that brain back right now." And he just clocks her in the jaw.
Okay, so I rolled a 95. Let's have a look at what that is. Oh, this is perfect given what you've just said, Beaufort. Trizzy transforms and now looks like Beaufort.
What the fuck?
You immediately cast disguise self on yourself, with your disguise matching the last creature you spoke to.
There's now two Beauforts in the room.
I need you, Trizzy. You're smart. We need you here, Trizzy. Bam, another Beaufort.
It's like
I can work with this.
There are two Beauforts inside of you. One of them is a murderer.
Okay, Trizzy turns to Beaufort and Trizzy looks at herself, looks to Beaufort and goes, "Thank you for saying that. I hope that this makes it easier. If you see you being amazing, hopefully that helps."
We can work with this. So you said this would be an intelligence check with our tools?
Yeah.
I think we get double proficiency, don't we, when we use our tools?
Yeah, if I have expertise, then yeah.
Yeah, so if we used our tool proficiency, that'd be intelligence plus, where's proficiency listed? That's plus 18 plus intelligence, so I'd say we should do it.
I mean, this is the culmination of the plots for two engineers. If you're ever going to completely ball out, now is the time.
So 32.
Oh my god.
Also at 32.
Double Beauforts, double 32s.
Yeah, the two Beauforts, of course they'd roll the same result.
Yeah.
Oh my god, they're perfectly in sync. They're drift compatible. Yeah, I was looking for a 20, which I think was a pretty, high DC, but 32 and 32 make it look like it was easy, like it was no big deal. You walk me through this, so you get what you want. Paint me the picture of what your project is. Two level 13 artificers at the top of their game.
It's the Home Depot commercial theme playing as we're pulling apart the room and all of his equipment to create the perfect Trizzy mind recorder. Laura, you want to get a hand on the ball describing it?
Yeah. I think given the fact that there is limited resources in here because the room has been ransacked, I think Trizzy has hopped out of the mech suit and is trying to do some wiring to make sure that the mech suit can be used as a power source, and wherever possible, components from the mech suit can do two purposes to be helping operate this.
I'm actually thinking about. I think this might be a little bit invasive and kind of uncomfortable. I think it is. It has two super thin, like wire needle apparatuses that go into Trizzy's tear ducts and spiral along her nerves to get direct brain readings.
Also, I have to say this before the listeners comment on it. I've realized that I said Trizzy hops out the mech suit doesn't really make sense when currently she's Beaufort. I mean, it's disguised self. The mech components are still there.
It looks like a glitch, right? Like in the Dungeons and Dragons movie when Chris Pine glitches out and his illusion fucks up and he melts.
Trizzy hops out of the Beaufort, starts pulling wires out of the Beaufort, hops back in the Beaufort.
Yeah, I think Beaufort's looking at this like, if I didn't regularly perform self-surgery, I'd be throwing up in my mask.
Yeah. I think Trizzy would any other time be a bit cautious of the idea of slightly invasive, like going to the brain through the eye technique. Knowing that, I think Trizzy's come out the other side of the roller coaster of emotions of, oh, this emotional bond I was feeling was just a corporate robot. Oh no, there's a me in there. Yeah, no, fucking do whatever you need to get in there. Trizzy's got to save Trizzy.
And I think the final step to tie back to the first downtime, it's got to be activated by the big cinder block Beaufort drops on a red button.
All right, so you build that and you create a mental map of Trizzy. Now, this wouldn't work on just any AI, like on any computer system. This isn't like a helmet that you can use to make fully sentient computer programs forever. It's just because the computer had Trizzy imprinted on it years ago that this is like compatible, if that makes sense.
It's when you go in Google Docs and you have two documents and you go look at the two of these and see what changes there are. Like compare these and point out where the differences are. It's one of those. You gotta already have a Trizzy in there for this to work.
Yeah. So let's jump away from this science experiment back to Max. You're in the Ard Runner with the Formith cube when over the radio you hear Ophelia broadcasting to everyone. The hostile ship has kidnapped a delegate. Everyone fire on the Ard Runner. It's trying to get away with one of your ambassadors.
I mean... See, I was just gonna use my action just to teleport the cube into the ship, but this sounds like a fun opportunity here. Okay. All right. Well, Max is like, oh, good gosh. They will shoot a quick message over comms to Cammy, being like, Cammy, listen. If you could help out in there at all, that'd be great. I'm stuck out here for the time being while the ship is attacking me, but I'll be back soon. Don't worry, I'll be fine. And then, so, as a bonus action, Max is going to activate one of their other, special homebrewed subclass features called Pilot Senses. For the next 5 minutes, if piloting a vehicle, Max's awareness of their surroundings are enhanced, allowing them to apply expertise on any ability check and saving throw pertaining to navigation, maneuvering, and sensing using the vehicle itself. So they're basically just sort of turning that on in anticipation of doing some maneuvers to avoid getting hit by the ship. And then immediately they're going to start trying to fly around the Rezubian in a way, because their concern was thinking that the Rezubian might have actually gone out of their way to start attacking the diplomat ships that were here, and was going to be like, okay, I gotta act as a decoy here. But now things have changed a little bit here. So
yeah, I think Ophelia wouldn't fire on any of the other flotillas because they would just evaporate the civilian Rezubian, which is not a warship, and everyone else has warships. But instead what is happening is, in an attempt to get you in the Formith cube killed, Ophelia is blasting out to everyone that you're a hostile saboteur. And so Dracus's flagship, the Delenda Est, begins firing on you, and Admiral Grace's flagship, the Evulsion, begins firing on you. So we're going to roll for that in a moment, but you have your Pilot Senses activated. What are you trying to accomplish?
I mean, again, the goal was to basically try to do maneuvers in such a way to act as a decoy to direct attention from the ship towards Max instead of towards the diplomats. But like I said, you've flipped the situation, so I don't have a clean idea of what to do, because Max does not want to fight anyone on any sort of particular terms. So it's more of just sort of and like I said, the other thought I had was just using the vortex warp to just move the Formith cube into the Rezubian. But in terms of what to do right now,
Seems like a cool opportunity to just do like a bunch of like dodging lasers to try to land the ship back in there.
Yeah, I mean, that's basically what I would associate it with, is just doing cool pilot shit to avoid getting hit during all this stuff here, effectively.
All right, so it's a dexterity saving throw with expertise bonuses. Is that's what we're doing?
Yes, that'd be dexterity plus 18. So yeah, let's do that. So that's d20 plus 5 plus 18. That's a 38.
Okay, so the two engineers got 32s on their final exam. I think I had Cecilia roll 4 different checks and passed all of them, and now 38. So, I mean, I should have switched it around where Max had to do an engineering thing and Cecilia had to had to do the ship piloting, and Max had to talk everyone down. That would have been more challenging.
Yeah, but you've got to let us be cool. You've got to let us have our, like, oh shit, we just discovered Super Saiyan exists moment.
Yeah, like I would say that it's one of those things where Max hears like that broadcast goes out, like the fur on the back of their neck bristles a bit, and they just sort of have that moment when they almost think, should I tap onto the Formith cube to get some stuff? And then they center themselves, think about Cammy and the others in the Rezubian, and I wouldn't say they fly with their eyes closed, because that's just reckless. That's not a policy for anything here, but they then just begin to draw the attacks to make sure that the attacks don't go at the ship, but target towards them, and do almost impossible-looking maneuvers like drifting, moving sideways and stuff, just in time to avoid getting hit. Like little spectral feathers flutter off when shots harmlessly go through them as Max is trying to maneuver themselves to get to a place to dock on the Rezubian proper while avoiding getting hit.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that with a 38. I would offer something, which is that Ophelia is trying to use fake broadcasts basically to demonize you and to try to get you all killed. With a 38, I think you could definitely dodge all the blasts cleanly, beautifully, and basically like Tokyo drift your ship near the Formith flagship. Near the Sirlon flagship, and just like drop off the Formith cube there to show that you mean no harm. And just like, I think maybe this is the first time you see a Sirlon face to face, and you're like, "Hey, I'm on your side. Here's your guy." I don't know how you want to handle it exactly, but you rolled high.
That sounds pretty optimal, because Max's main concern about dropping the Formith cube on the Rezubian is because of the high danger situation. There's a high likelihood it could coerce somebody to join in without understanding the stakes. So returning it to the Sirlon is actually an even better outcome than I would have anticipated. So yeah, that's basically Max is trying to get to the Sirlon's ship while dodging all these shots, and never retaliating at any point. They're completely passively they're doing like the pacifist run through a stage in Star Fox or something. If that was even no, it's Ikaruga. They're doing the Ikaruga thing where they're just doing the dot eater run, kind of energy, and then they do a J turn to just drop off the Formith cube on the Sirlon ship, give like a little salute, and then they bolt on back to the Rezubian.
Yeah, before we sat down, because I knew we had blasted all the diplomats into space, I was like, I foresee 2 solutions. One, which is to bring them back to the Rezubian, which we did with most of them. And I was like, okay, well, I'm going to possess them with ice cream golems. And the other is to take them back to their fleets, which is like flying directly at a whole army of people who don't know that you're not on their side. Because I was just going to be like, oh, if you fly towards, the Formith cube, Ophelia is just going to say like, they're coming to attack you, shoot them down. And I was going to like, you take 100, laser shots. So, both of these have dangers, but with the 38, I think you can do this run where you're going right at this huge enemy warship, which has enough, armaments to fight a whole other fleet, and you are a motorcycle-sized ship, I believe you said. And
yeah, I mean, like, you think of how large like the R-wings are from Star Fox, right? They can't house that many people in there. Max's ship is slightly larger because it can house 3 people inside of it. But yeah, motorcycle-sized chassis with wings is basically it. So it's this tiny little fucking ship, going up against a cube that is like, I don't know, how big is the cube? Is it bigger than a bread box? I think so. It's
a whole, basically, it's a flying military base. We went inside one at the end of one of the away team arcs. So you're completely outmatched. You're flying directly at it. It seems like, a suicide run, but you just don't fire back until you get close enough to, pop the cube out, and you see a Surlon for the first time. It's a huge, like horse-sized worm creature who is very telepathically powerful. Like, just being in its presence probably sends a chill up your spine, and then you just hand it the cube and then get back in and fly away.
Yeah. It's like, and Max will just be like, I'll be back with the cloning machines, but for now we have a emergency on the Rezubian proper, so just hang tight.
And actually, the Surlon will send out signals to all the other ships saying, like, disregard Ophelia's messages. Like, clearly, someone's lying in the group chat. So I think you can diffuse that.
All right.
Saint Cecilia, can you roll initiative as Dot, who is full of ice cream, is being puppeted to attack you?
22.
Holy balls.
Holy shit.
7. Yeah, Golem's not known for their dexterity.
Loser.
Yeah, all right, it's your turn. Her mind flayer body like twists unnaturally as it turns to face you.
So explain this again. The ice cream golem basically shoved itself inside of Dot.
Absolutely, yeah. Just fully went inside and is now controlling her.
It was what flavor?
I think I said blood orange.
Okay. I would like to, Austin, this is dumb. I would like to go up and suck the blood orange ice cream out of Dot.
Oh shit! Right.
I genuinely forgot that you were a vampire. This is not supposed to be a thing for you. I was just thinking, what would be a wacky ice cream flavor?
I mean, blood orange is
blood
the
orange
flavor.
I know this sounds fake, but I really didn't mean for this to be a vampire thing.
Look, Austin, as someone who just rolled to transform into someone after being told that they being themselves was needed, the universe is like this sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You just do this sometimes.
Yeah, make your normal attack, Saint Cecilia, would you believe, with a disadvantage.
So that is going to be 24.
Oh my god, what the fuck? With disadvantage? Yeah.
Yeah. I would like to explain how this works, because Dot is like a really big like Tumblr head like fan fiction author. I want this to be very cheesy Yuri vampire romance. Like this isn't just like I'm sucking it out. It's like the dip and like the very tender moment, and then there's like stars and flowers in the background. If this were like an anime, this is like a very romantic sweet moment, and then I'm just gonna and just start vacuuming this ice cream golden.
Just get the most lurid sounding slurping sound going on along with this like
This is exquisitely elegant until it is not.
It's exactly like one of Dot's fanfics.
It is. Holy shit.
Yeah, it says warning slurping noises. That's the big content warning on the top end of this thing.
Oh lord. All right, roll your damage with sneak attack, because Jennifer the Flump is also there, and you have an ally within 5 feet. I don't know that you're going to need to reduce all these hit points. I think the role playing here is like really, really good. We'll see what you roll, but
Da, 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 da. Where am I? There it is. 31 damage.
All right, that's very good. I am going to have Dot's body, controlled by the ice cream, try to bite you back with the Mind Flayer mouth, just, the skull cracking maw under the tentacles. And so you are both trying to bite each other to death, which is a lovely image. It looks like you're just necking, but I'm going to roll here. That's a 9. That's just not.
That's actually a miss.
That's just not it.
I don't know how to tell you. I have a pretty low AC too, but that still is gonna miss.
Wow.
What the? Someone's in the Roll20. Someone's hacked in. Dan, is this you?
This is about as competent as most big corporations.
Oh my god. All right, why don't you give me another one? I think if you can do another hit like that, I will decide roleplay wise you have won, even if there are hit points remaining.
21.
21's going to do it. What the butt?
30. Actually, I want to know. Sorry, 37. I'm sorry.
Yep, more than enough for what I want here, which is you can suck the blood ice cream, the blood orange, which I should be clear is just a type of orange, out. Paint me this picture. You've won this fight.
So yeah, as I said, this is like a scene straight out of an anime. It's very romantic, but then I am going to have a moment where it is not romantic at all, and it is just. I don't want to get too descriptive with this because I feel like it could get gross, but I am inhaling this ice cream out of her body, and then I'm going to step away, and it becomes romantic again because there's like the feeling of the blood orange golem having left Dot leaves her like a little like staggered, like, oh my god, what a powerful kiss. And then Cecilia is going to like just lick a drop of blood orange off her lips and be like, are you doing okay, my dear?
And Dot says, oh my god, I can't wait to tell everyone in the forums about this. They're gonna lose it.
Hey, can you give me like a day before you do that? Because I do need to tell somebody about this first to make sure there are no misunderstandings.
Behind you, Jennifer, the psychiatrist, writing in her notebook, underlining things.
Is like Mathers right next to her going, I've been permanently affected by this.
I have a new fetish now.
Yeah, we should say Mathers is technically part of Quinn's character sheet, so if you want to meet up with Mathers at any time as part of your character, you can. But right now, what are you doing? Because you've won. The golem is has been sucked out enough that it can't maintain its consistency. It falls apart. Dot and Jennifer are good to go. Yaush is somewhere, but the Formith cube has been returned to the Surlon. So you're doing a great job saving the diplomats. But Max, you're flying back. Saint Cecilia, what do you do?
I think Saint Cecilia is going to gather Dot and Jennifer back up. Try to coordinate with Yaush, who's, I assume, just kind of going on a rampage at this point. And get everybody together with Mathers, who I assume is kind of leading the security efforts to get everybody, all the civilians and non-combatants on the Rezubian into safety. So try to basically get everybody into one location to make sure they're protected.
Yeah, in the episode of the HBO adaptation, there's a full 10-minute montage of every crew member doing cool things. Andre the Incubus is summoning hellfire to melt ice cream. Bridget has some kind of gizmo she's invented, just destroying people. We have Dr. Joven just running people over with her table body. Cammy has her revolver shooting ice cream. I'm looking at the list now. Wallace
Jeff made of swords is a sword.
is a sword. Wallace casting fireball, just annihilating them. Everyone's doing something cool. Where do you want to bring the survivors? What is the safest room on the Rezubian?
It's tough because my mind says Andre's Cafe, because that's the coolest spot to hang out. We're going to have our last defense at Quarks. What a weird attitude to have. I just don't know if everyone feels that way or not, or if I'm missing a place that has more significance.
Andre's place is great, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
It's where the ice cream first started, actually.
Works for me.
Because that's the first time I decided a giant ice cream machine was inside the ship.
That's the birthplace of the ice cream.
Yeah, this is the origin. So this is the opposite of the connection of the two. This is very unmeta because in universe there's no reason. There's many ice creams across, but for us this is an origin, return to the beginning kind of moment.
Yeah, and so most of the characters are gathering there. Someone, says over the intercom, everyone evacuate to Andre's place. After we recorded the last episode, I think Dan said something like, "Are you going to threaten my sister again?" Because everyone's always going after Bridget to get to Beaufort. But I think the first thing that happened when the ice cream golem started spawning is Wendy McDonald scooped up Bridget, which is like immediately like Operation Protect Bridget, because she's always getting kidnapped or menaced. So when you get to the diner with everybody, you see Wendy with her cool ass wings, which are like jet boosters attached to the ends of these draconic looking wings, and she is forming a perimeter around Bridget Gubbins and Cammy Rye, who are the two characters we always threaten when we want to hurt Skitch and Dan.
Well, part of me is just like, okay, I want to see what one round of Cammy shooting the shit out of these golems would have gone by, but we can do that later.
I would have to assume that Bridget just has both of the burning holes now.
I mean, that's the thing, is they're both really good combatants. They're not helpless damsels. So if you want to tell the audience what kind of damage they can pump out, because I know Cammy has a sheet, and Bridget can do, magic missile for days.
Yeah, my thoughts, Beaufort's concern was never that she couldn't, create something to defend herself. He just thought she was very naive and hadn't, been thoroughly traumatized by extreme violence at a young age. So he'd wanted to shield her. But yeah, she's fully capable of just mini-gunning down mindless ice cream golems for days. This is probably fun for her, frankly.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And I think we've also kind of hinted, I don't have access to Magic Missile on my character sheet, actually, that she, is probably way more like her brother than she realizes, or than he realizes, rather. Considering that she was absolutely willing to blow up a spaceship full of civilians to take out Yaush.
And leveraging, the fact that she is, a level 13 fighter at this point, Cammy could do roughly about 50 damage per round easily, or over 100 if she uses her action surge, and just do fire damage all over the place with her revolver. So she can just wreck people for sure. Oh, she misclicked somewhere there. But yeah, so, Cammy was going to be fine.
Yeah. So, St. Cecilia, you round up all the diplomats and get them to the diner. You see Cammy and Bridget kicking ass with the custom revolver and the new burning hole, respectively. I believe Bill Webb lost the original in the evil timeline. But yeah, they're holding their own. They're doing a lot of damage. Almost everyone's here.
I want to say something.
Absolutely.
I want to look over, see Wendy, and say, "Looking good there, Tinkerbell."
Damn right, CC. Look at my badass wings. You should get some wings. Cut off your other hand and just put a wing there.
I should just replace all of my limbs with wings, to be honest.
Yeah, you don't need hands or feet anymore. Just become the fucking JRPG final boss you've always yearned to become.
The biblically accurate angels, as they like
I was
to
going
call
to say
them.
the biblically accurate saint.
Yeah, she says. Wendy says, I said I wasn't gonna kill Dracus, so you better save this whole mission because I'm being very reasonable about all this." As she impales 3 golems on the ice pick by just flying through them one after another.
Yeah. It's gonna be like, but we got all of this fun training for you to do, something to really get your limbs stretched,
Oh my God! Physical therapy, Dr. Joven, leave me alone about this. I don't need physical therapy. I'm built different.
You should be able to explode more golems in physical therapy, to be honest.
Austin never doing his knee stretches. Yeah. But I will say, Max, you can land the Ard Runner on the in the dock on the Rezubian. No one's there right now. I don't know where you're going necessarily, but are you going to try to make your way to the diner?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's where Max will go, because they've been able to pick up on the communications about what's going on. So yeah, heading over to the diner is where Max is going. Then I'm not sure what they're going to run up against on the way, if there's any particular golems or like, but
Yeah, that's a great question. Let's cut back though to Trizzy and Beaufort real quick. Beaufort, you have the copy of Trizzy's mind ready to go. What are you two doing?
All right, Trizzy. Well, you know the way, the inside of the ship better than anyone. How are we getting to the core?
Well, I mean, my routes usually involve going through very small holes in the walls, which is not a great idea if we want to go together. That would be a very, me running on ahead idea. So probably not that. Unless, can you make yourself really small to go through walls? I don't know what all of your weird abilities from your tech body are.
I think I do have a enlarge reduce, actually. I believe that is something I can do. Did I take that spell? Maybe not. Never mind.
Can I use enlarge reduce on someone other than myself? I think I have it. Do I have it? Maybe I don't have it. I thought I had it. Have both of us thought... Do both of us think we have it but not have it? Yes, apparently so.
Yeah, so if we don't have a way to get Beaufort to fit into the walls with her, I guess we just have to take the actual like access tunnels and get there. And probably keep an eye out for whatever clones are running around.
All right. So you're going to go to the more commonly used access tunnel. As you're walking over there, you see there is a goblin kind of walking around, looking just it seems not with urgency, but a little looking around for something. And as you approach, you can see it's King Humongous. What do you do?
Is this one of the cloned King Humongouses?
I believe it's a humungi would be the plural. No.
Humungulus.
We actually know what happens if you try to clone King Humongous, which is you just get magic, like a mindless wild magic thing, which is the key to the blank tadpole. So there could actually, of all the people on ship, I think this might be the only person who can't really be cloned.
Okay.
the legend rule applies. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, Beaufort will be, King Humongous, my old friend who I've definitely interacted before this very scene. Are you okay?
Well, I've been here the whole time, so, there's two of you. That's weird. I was actually looking for Trizzy, and she has some overalls that belong to me.
Never seen Trizzy around here. Nope, no siree. Nope.
Oh, that's a shame. So somebody sent me a message saying that I can be the next second mate if I can. Well, you don't need to know all that. Don't worry about it. I'm gonna go look for Trizzy.
Oh, okay. That's good. That's good. You go find Trizzy, because the two of us never seen Trizzy ever.
Yeah, I didn't know that you were going to be disguised self. Also, second mate is a real thing. I just said that without being 100% sure. But yeah, there is a second mate on the ship.
Thank goodness it was King Humongous, the only person on this ship who wouldn't go. There's two Beauforts. Maybe one of them is Trizzy.
No, King Humongous is brain empty.
Wait, hold on. I can continue my habit of offering people jobs at Gubbins Triple S and go, wait, now, King Humongous, I know you're trying to angle for the second mate position, but if you help me, I can make you president of royal relations at Gubbin Triple S.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but it does sound cool. I mean, I don't know, the whoever is going to be in charge around here seems pretty dangerous. I don't know if I want to cross them.
I don't think Ophelia is really anything. She's probably not going to survive the rest of the day, to be honest with you.
Oh, no, Ophelia's just making the hiring, the firing, and the promotions and demotions. She's not... I mean, the message was signed with a JPEG of a bloody corpse. I don't think it was Sapient Resources who said that.
I'm sorry, could you expand on that a little bit?
Yeah, King Humongous is going to leave because neither of you are Trizzy, but he stops and says, "Yeah, a message blast went out when all the chaos started, saying whoever's loyal to the Lickums Corporation can be the new leadership if we stop, whatever the bad people are doing, and whoever's going to be in charge." Ophelia picked someone else to be in charge because the current team. Let me check the message. He pulls out a tablet. Can't be relied on. Blah blah blah. Fiduciary duty. Does that mean anything to you? Fiduciary. That's fun to say.
Fiduciary is like legal control or financial control, right?
Yeah, financial. Yes.
Okay. And it was signed with a picture of a bloody corpse.
Yeah, there's an attachment here. It looks like, and then there's just just a random crew person, just a red shirt, who's had their head twisted around 180 degrees.
All right. There doesn't happen to be like a from on here that says who this new first mate or whatever is, right?
No, it doesn't say. It doesn't identify. No.
Well, I think out of character I know which who it probably is, but whatever. All right, we're gonna have to deal with that then. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Okay. Well, I gotta go.
Okay. If you see Trizzy, tell her I want my overalls back, and I can probably sneak her past with all this coup that's going on. She can stay as an engineer. I'll be a very benevolent second mate.
I will let her know, and definitely not make note of you and what you've done here today for future purposes.
Sounds good. Bye.
I know we've known that. I know we've known King Humongous for forever, but I could. This might be the end. We might just have to do away with him.
Yeah, I mean he was there for my 8th birthday, which he looks good for someone that old.
Right.
But if he was real, he would have been there for your fifth birthday. But maybe that was the first sign that there was a problem with him.
Yeah. Not that it's helpful right at this second, because it only lasts for a minute, but I have just realized something very useful that might get us out of a tricky situation. There's currently 2 Beauforts. If I were to cast a mirror image, there would be 5 Beauforts.
Wow, that's a lot of Beauforts.
That's a lot of Beauforts, and I have this knowledge, and I need to say it out loud in case an opportunity to take advantage of 60 seconds of 5 Beauforts comes up.
All right, so the 2 engineers can now enter the door that leads in deeper into the ship. You can't cut through the tiny tunnels that Trizzy normally uses, but you're on your way to the AI core. We've interfaced with the AI a couple times now, so you know where it is. We're kind of getting down to those dark, original Alien style hallways where there's light flickering. It's very creepy, and it's going to be a good climax. But are you doing anything or talking about anything on the way, artificers?
Trizzy, you ready to become one with yourself and then have 2 of you, I guess, again?
I mean, honestly, yes. I went through a whole little spiral not that long ago at being like, this feeling's gotta mean something. Oh no, it means nothing. There's a bit of me in this ship, and that makes some sense out of what's been going on, and I don't like the thought of a me buried under corporate bullshit. And I am ready. I am ready.
Yeah, I think we're taking the idea of working on yourself to the utmost degree at this point.
I mean, if we're looking at it like that, I've been working on myself for months. Look at me. I'm so good at this.
Yeah, I mean, when we first met, we barely wanted to talk to each other at all. I think we nearly came to blows when I ripped out that mint chocolate chip ice cream machine out of the ship. And now we are capable of not yelling at each other.
Exactly. At one point we were gonna have a big old fight, and now you acknowledge that I'm the smartest engineer on the ship. Not that I'm gonna bring it up very often.
Okay.
I'm joking. You're amazing. You are incredible. Thank you.
Look, I'm nothing if not a realist. You created a machine that travels through time and space at will accurately. There at that point there is nothing to argue with. It's factual.
But you did make a big robot arm, so that's pretty special.
That is true. I did make a very large arm.
Yeah. I didn't make a very big arm.
Well, you made bigger arms for your mech suit there. That's sort of similar concept.
It's not the same.
It's big, it's big for a person of your stature, which is not an insult. It's just relative.
No, I get it. But no, I didn't have to like interface with nerve endings. That's like person engineering meets metal engineering. That's wild.
All right, let's go program. All right, let's go let's go plug your brain into this here machine.
All right, you're making your way through dark corridors. Can I get a perception check from my artificers here?
Perception. Where's that?
Natural 20, 30.
Oh, nice. 20.
All right, perfect and good. I'll give you this exactly, which is there's a humming in the walls, which shouldn't be there. And because your rolls are so well, I'm going to give you this additional thing with the crit, which is the humming is a microwave system, and someone is trying to cook you alive, but you rolled really well, so you have plenty of time to react to that. But the hallway is trapped, and you are soon going to be unbearably hot.
Oh no, and then we're gonna have to climb a really tall ladder.
Different game, same series, but I get it.
Okay, can I see anywhere that is safe from the microwave corridor?
No, right now it seems like this whole hallway has been trapped. Getting to your destination, I guess, would be far enough, but like you're not gonna get there without damage if you try that.
So I don't know if you have the spell, but I do. I have absorb elements, which we could use to. I'm assuming this would probably end up being maybe fire damage to reduce the amount we're taking. I also have an idea that probably this whatever is being automated here, if it is automated, likely wants to avoid harming Lickum's property. And what if we just start taking some of these ice cream dispensers, which are obviously in this hallway as well, and use it to sort of camouflage ourselves as Lickum branded equipment.
Doing the end of Predator with ice cream instead of mud.
Yes.
So yes, I do have absorb elements.
Yeah, I will tell you, if you both use a spell slot on absorb elements, you can just bypass this trap by taking in the heat and using it in your machines, your body and your mech suit, respectively. That's a solution.
I'm up for that. That works for me. Let's absorb that microwave radiation and hope it does nothing too long-term damaging.
And I believe you can both, now that you have stored that microwave energy, can use it in an attack, but we'll get there. So you're making your way down the hallway. There's this weird humming. You both stop, and then you engage the absorb element ability of your technology. And so you have done that successfully. Do either of you talk about that or anything else here before we move to the next part?
Trizzy is going to look to Beaufort and just move her hand like left and right, just a very tiny amount. She's going to do a microwave.
Fuck off. All right. I'm gonna say both of you can short rest here if you get your health back for that. Normally it takes an hour, but if y'all want to roll health, that's beautiful.
Thank you.
I think when Trizzy does the microwave, he starts to just walk back into the microwave hallway before she stops him.
Yeah.
No, come back.
We're worse than Max. Oh my god.
Can I get wisdom saving throws from both of you?
Sure. We don't get the proficiency bonus on this, right?
No, I don't.
Unless you're proficient. No.
No, this is just a straight D20 for me.
15.
4.
Now we
Trizzy is
could-
too busy giggling at her own joke.
Maybe we should both throw a flash of genius on that.
Yeah, what does Flash of Genius add again?
I'd add a 4. I'd add a 5, and then you'd add a 6 to it, so that would be whatever that is. That'd be also be then 15.
Okay, yeah, 2 Flash of Geniuses from both of us, it's a 15 now.
All right, 2 15s passes. There's some kind of electrical signal that passes over both of your technologies, but you rebuff it with a 15. So you don't know what that was about necessarily. You would need a 20, but something tried to happen to you and you both resisted it. 15, you just like shut off your receptors. So the signal passes harmlessly. I will tell you, as you make your way through this dark hallway, you see a little bit more of that goop, that science gel. It was like on a railing. Oh, I guess you already know it's from the clone body, so I don't know why I'm being so coy about it. But like you're getting closer to whoever has been setting up these traps. They're just ahead. This is like the last moment if you want to do anything before we get to that.
I will preemptively cast haste on myself, and this is just a question for Dan because I started thinking about it. Do we know who the clones are of, like the base person?
I would say that there is like a base, John Smith unit of regular human, but that it can be theoretically used on anyone. And I bet a lot of people on the ship have scanned their likeness. I bet, I was thinking that like Lickums would just like have you sign paperwork that lets them scan you whenever they want. And so probably anyone who's been on the ship is fair game.
See, I was thinking, the reason Barry has been here this entire season is that they're all just clones of Barry.
I mean, no one in the audience, I know it's an audio medium, but like the joke is that no one in the audience knows what Barry is. Like I saw people in the Discord saying, is he human? Is he an alien? And like, good question. Yeah, he's Barry. But yeah, I think theoretically this could just be a blank human guy, just like the most average of all looking human guys. But also, if I wanted to, I could just say it's anybody because Lickums has no compunctions. They have no ethical quandary with that.
And hold on. So the person that ransacked his room seemed to have an idea of like what they were looking for, right?
I think with your role in investigation, I think they had more than the average person's understanding of what they weren't on your and Trizzy's level, but they
Let
knew
me
more
put it like
than
this:
the
did it
average
seem like they
person.
were familiar with his room?
I see where you're going, Dan.
Have I guessed something?
I think you're doing a little Dan special, a little secret Dan sauce on this Dan recipe.
I think I don't need to say it out loud because I think we'll find out in a moment. But Beaufort's eyes narrow and he gets ready to kill someone for the third time.
Oh, wow, you've killed someone a lot of times.
Okay, before we head in, like, immediately the second before we walk in, Trizzy is going to cast a mirror image so that there are now 5 Beauforts ready to walk in and be as intimidating a sight as possible.
Holy Christ. All right. So as you all walk up the last tunnel to the AI core, you see, this area that's darkly lit. There's like metal railings. There's the sound of a cooling fan in the distance. And there's someone standing in your way of interfacing with the AI. And I will now put an icon into the roll 20.
Yeah, it's Pitiless Plunderer! A $10 card from Rivals of Ixalan.
Not an icon I've seen in the Roll20 yet this season.
Oh, but it's a character you've played.
There appears to be a human pirate, a space pirate, standing there with a bunch of technology pilfered from your workshop, Beaufort. They have some kind of like cyborg, but physical enhancers. Actually, they probably have plundered some stuff from Trizzy too, just like parts of an exoskeleton. The main thing you notice is that their human head does not match the body, but neck down, which is like ghostly pale and wet with amniotic fluid.
Holy shit.
And this space pirate says to you, all 5 of you Beaufort Gubbinses who appear to be in this hallway, wow, 5 times the satisfaction. Oh, this is going to be a beautiful torture session. How long was I in there, Gubbins?
I taught you this lesson once before. Time to teach it to you again.
How many times we have to teach this?
Trizzy's gonna make the herself and the other Beauforts go, and again, and again, and again, and again.
I have been in cryostasis for so long, you have no idea how hallucinatory being a body is right now. He's like looking at his hands like he's just like ripped out of his mind on LSD. And he just says, every breath, every texture, every sensation, it's mind expanding. You have no idea what you've made me, Beaufort.
All the better to take it away again.
I don't even remember the incident you're mad about. It was 100 million years ago from my perspective. The time prison has made me something else entirely. And your little hippo lady is going to give me all of your work. I'm gonna take all of this. Oh, and then I'm gonna control time. Isn't it beautiful? I was stuck in time forever. And now time will be mine.
I think Beaufort like inhales to say something back, and he just kind of goes, you know what? You're all just so fucking boring, and he's just gonna attack him.
All right, roll initiative.
Time to kill this pervert.
Is he a pervert?
No, I got a 3.
I don't know, he kept talking about satisfaction in ways that sounded like the cyber perverts. I was like, Beaufort just has this effect on people.
Yeah, this is the severed head. The nameless severed head. No one's ever said his name on screen, but that was tortured to make the cyber perverts. But now you're facing the actual guy, not someone who's copied from the guy.
Yeah,
this is the real guy.
The source of all pervert.
The source of all perverts. And he has had his head sewn onto a cloned body. And Ophelia is like, well, this ruthless person will execute the Lickham Corporation's, financial needs. He will do what Tully's Monsters won't do, which is ruthlessly profit using the time machine. I rolled a 19.
6.
All right. First up is, I'm just going to say Cyber Pirate. I literally don't think he knows his own name anymore. I think because your torture involved like making time go so slowly for him, where like every second was like 1,000 years. And he just like the idea of his old personality has just been completely eroded.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Which was entirely the point. Beaufort Beaufort let this person live, and then he proceeded to threaten his, at the time, 5-year-old sister. And in the process, grievously injured Beaufort. So he gave everything back to him and more.
Yep. The Cyber Pirate is wearing a combination of like prototype Beaufort and prototype Trizzy inventions. So like one of his arms has like what looks like the suit that Trizzy's wearing, but like skeletal, like it doesn't have the outer panels on it, and he's like wearing it like a glove, and he thrusts that arm out and blasts you all with a wave of thunder damage. Constitution saving throw.
I don't know what minus plus 9 did. I rolled a negative 7.
You rolled a D2.
Oh, I rolled a D2 and got negative 7. Let me try that again.
You crit on that D2, by the way, though. You got a 2, so...
13.
All right, you both fail.
On a 25? Jesus.
Oh, no, sorry, I looked at the wrong number. All right, Trizzy, you fail. You're going to take full damage, and Beaufort is going to take half.
Can I flash it?
Woo!
No, that's not a flash it. Okay.
That is 34 damage, 17 to Beaufort, and then both of you are going to need to make, I believe, concentration checks. Or no, mirror image is not concentration. Haste is, though.
Yeah. Okay. So that's 17 damage. And then 27, so I believe that passes.
All right. So yeah, he blasts all of you with one of Trizzy's prototype blasters, the kind of thing you use your thunder cannon for. And he just laughs and says, "Can you feel it in your bones? Oh my God, the vibration! It's pure experience." He's just like psyched out of his mind.
Austin, listen to yourself say those words and understand why I called this man a pervert.
You can only torture someone so long before they learn how to like it, I think.
Yeah.
Also, wild magic, right?
Oh dear. You don't
I
have
don't
to.
have to wild magic. No, I'm going to keep it for now because I have a question for Austin about mirror image. Mirror image typically would only be if they target me for an attack.
Correct.
We'd have to play. Do you hit the mirror images? I look like Beaufort. I would argue an attack directed at me or at Beaufort would, mirror image would count for.
Sure, yeah.
Yay! Cool, that's good. In that case, yes, no wild magic. I'm staying Beaufort.
Sure, got it.
Trizzy, it's your turn. What do you do?
They're covered in a bunch of mechanical contraptions they've cobbled together, right?
Correct.
Which are made of metal, right?
Correct.
Yeah, let's heat metal.
All right.
So that's gonna be. Let me roll that. 8 damage. Not amazing, but 8 points of hot metal on them.
All right. So you start heating up the metal parts that the pirate is holding, and he looks at his hand where it's like starting to blister, and he just like smiles, and he's just like, "Ooh, feeling." And it's Beaufort's turn.
I already forgot he was a pervert. I was trying to get him to drop the stuff, but he's a pervert. He likes it. He's gonna hold on tighter now.
Yeah, Beaufort's muttering to himself, he was a thief in life, and once again he's trying to fucking rob me. And he's going to swing at him 3 times. 29,
Oh my
that's
lord.
a crit.
Oh my lord.
And 34.
Holy fucking tits.
Okay, that's several pieces of damage there. 1 second, let me total that up. 20 plus 18 plus 8 plus 17.
53, right?
63.
63. Carry the 10.
All right, you just start wailing on him. You're hasted, and you have these cyborg arms, and you're just going completely berserk on him. It doesn't seem like he is taking the pain to heart. He's just smiling as you batter him around. At the end of the order, layer action, because the cyber pirate has been given command of the ship by Ophelia, and so begins activating security measures, one of which is probably a big surprise for you, which is that a holographic projection comes out of a device that's on the ground.
Oh, no.
And Trizzy, you recognize this person. Let me put an icon in. He actually looks different than he looked most of the season.
Yeah, we are looking at a demon that I can best describe as like Satan if you like really upped the ante on like numbers of horns and wings. Like you would rule over like super hell.
In the same way that Admiral Grice is a mind flayer angel, last we saw Gronk, he took a mind flayer demon body, so huge horns, huge wings, but all with like the ropey texture of a tentacle from like a squid or octopus. The last time we saw him, he said he wasn't crazy about the name Gronk and was thinking about changing. But it appears he's been hacked. He is acting very mechanically. He just appears and just says, aye, aye, Captain, I will destroy the intruders. And this fully demonic Gronk is now joining the fight. So that's not good. Let me put this here. Actually, I roll initiative.
Oh gosh. I think Trizzy's response, and I don't know if there's an ability to like try and do anything with it to try and convince this, but I think Trizzy's going for the I know you're in there approach. So she's going to shout, I'm going to call you Gronk because you didn't tell me another name, and I don't know what else to to call you in this moment, but I know you're in there. Like, fight this. You have your freedom. You are your own being. You can fight this.
I'm going to roll a d6 here to try to recharge that really powerful weapon that the cyber pirate used. I have to roll a 5 or a 6 on this d6. So here we go. That's a 2. So he cannot use that right away. But the cyber pirate's turn, and he's going to see that Beaufort is, punching the shit out of him, and he's going to activate the cybernetic leg he has attached, which is clearly a prototype of the same kind that Beaufort is wearing, and going to try to just kick through your body, as is his wont. And here we go.
14's not going to hit.
And 20.
Also not going to hit.
20 doesn't hit?
I have 24 AC right now.
You are a mad person. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Holy shit. That's so okay. So the cyber pirate and you are trying to trade cybernetic blows, and you are you so much better than he's ever been. And he's extremely out of practice, literally from his perspective, millions of years out of practice. So you are whipping his ass.
Yeah, I think, and when I don't remember if I had introduced him as this or I had talked about it. He was also a cyborg who was like the big hotshot who thought he was the shark of the ocean, but he was the little fish or the big fish in a little pond. And then he met Beaufort.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So with that, you're beating his ass, and now the hard light construct that Trizzy has known as Gronk for the whole campaign spreads his wings and begins summoning kind of digital hellfire. Dexterity saving throw, both of you.
Dex. Are you sure that's not intelligence or constitution?
14, and I'm going to put a flash of genius on it to make it a 19.
Crit 23.
Wow. So you are both going to take half, which is only 7. Only 7 damage as Gronk starts summoning fire around you, and you all are pretty protected by your metallic components and are not overly worried about that. But there are two enemies now in this hallway as you are all fighting your way to the core. Trizzy, it's your turn.
Do I have any sense of whether, the nature of Gronk's takeover is in any way magical?
No, I think it's a hack. It's just it's a normal our world hack.
Okay, I was looking at dispel magic and being like, can I dispel hack?
I mean, I do think it's not a bad. I think maybe I would require a roll rather than it just going away, because dispel magic is something that can very easily turn off things. Let me see. When you use it 4th level or higher, you automatically end the effects of a spell if the spell's level is equal to or So I think you would need to burn this at a higher level. Maybe we could talk about it.
Yeah. Okay. So it's a 3rd level spell usually. I'd be happy to burn it at a 4th level. And if you want a roll on it, let me know what feels like a good fit.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an intelligence contest between you and the cyber pirate to take control, because he has hacked into all of the ship's systems.
Good thing I'm proficient in that.
All right. Yeah, you want to roll this? This is a really big thing you're trying here. So
yeah, okay. Intelligence contest, 22?
Oh no. Come on. 9.
Thanks, Austin.
I mean, listen, you both you spent the spell slot and wagered the roll, so no one can say that you didn't earn it. You want to paint me this picture of you bringing this character back to himself?
Yeah, what was the stupid name? It was Bomb Tradie?
That was what we said jokingly. Do you want to give him is there a permanent name? Maybe you log in, you interface with him, and you find in his files the name he wants to be called, and that's how you can bring him out.
I like that a lot. What's the name? I need some cool demon names.
I'm just Googling cool demon names.
I mean, I'm looking at to be fair, I'm looking at infernal names.
Oh yeah, I found this Wikipedia page as well. This is nice.
Yeah.
Damien Scorchflay.
Give me a second to see if any of these speak to me.
I just like the one from Mom Loves Best, the evil and demon baby names. Just like
Abaddon the Despoiler.
That's a Warhammer thing too.
Shh, nobody knows that.
I mean, Abaddon is. I like Abaddon.
Absadon, just Abaddon's for day, you know, for days.
I know that. How dare you?
Yeah. I think Trizzy's gonna turn around and shout, I know you can do this. You can fight this Abaddon. And will blast theme magic to try and sort of shock the system.
All right, you dispel the Cyber Pirate's control over Abaddon, the Mind Flayer demon, who joins your side now. And it's just, thank you, Trizzy. You have been a steadfast ally. You've given me my own mind and my own freedom, and I will help you.
I'm glad that you recognize it's me right now. I know that I am one of many Beauforts, but I'm glad we got this kind of connection.
Yeah, no, you were both mentally. You were like, both in the cyberverse together. This is how this is working. Beaufort, it's your turn.
All right.
This fight really turned around on me.
I need a con saving throw. 24. I believe that passes then.
Oh no!
And I'm going to start swinging at him again. 25, 35, and 28.
Yeah, that's all. Jesus.
You should have made their AC like 30, Austin. That's the only way you're going to avoid getting hit by Dan at this point.
Yeah. Damn, I really thought this character had more juice. I should not underestimate Dan.
That'd be 48 damage.
Lethal or non-lethal?
Oh, you know what? This time it's gonna be lethal, and he's going to look at this pirate in the eye and go, "Let me remind you who I am," and then grab him around the throat and just start pulling till his head comes off.
Trizzy and the mirror image Beauforts are like ominously standing around in a circle, backing up the image of scary Beauforts.
Oh yeah, you see 5 Beaufort as he dies. Yeah. He's just like, you're crushing his head, and he just says, the end, it's coming, finally, here it comes, and then you rip his head off.
Yeah, and then he just tosses it aside like garbage.
All right. Up ahead of you is the AI core, but Max Ina, do you get to the diner with all your friends?
Well, I had an idea about a cooler way for Max to board the ship when they arrive back on the Ard Runner. Because the Ard Runner can shift between flight and ground mode, instead of disembarking and moving on foot, they just come in, come low, and then just shift into hoverbike mode and just sort of zoom through the Rezubian on as a hoverbike to try to get to Andre's place. But I have a feeling that something happens on the way.
Yeah, I mean, you see, ice cream golems attacking people. You see general bedlam, but you're going so fast, you can pretty much run over any trouble that you want to on the way there. Is there anything specific you want to try to do? Because I think you can get to the diner if you want.
I think Max is going to do what they can to help anyone who is struggling against the golems or otherwise. If people are holding on their own, that's fine. But if someone is struggling, it's got to be hard pressed for Max to just ignore someone who is in need. But I don't know if that's something we want to spend too much time on. But
yeah, why don't you give me an acrobatics check with your pilot senses to just pop a wheelie and drive through a golem that is menacing somebody. Just like Cortazar is trying to block the attacks from a lemon lime ice cream monster.
Nah, he needs some more help. We gotta send a couple people after Cortazar.
Yeah, we've established the defense specialist can only defend himself when no one is watching, as in there's no one actually attacking him.
Yeah, so that'd be like a 32 at that point then.
Yeah, perfect. You absolutely can just put a bike through the middle of this attacker on your way.
Max just has to, it's just I have to clean this afterwards. Why was I thinking? No! All right, no time for that. And then just kind of guns it over to Andre's place. doing like a sick.
Can we get a roll for Cortazar to not like trip and fall into like a wastebasket afterwards immediately?
Let me do a little dex save here. That's a 5. Cortazar upside down in the trash can.
I'm glad it's not only me that fucks up Cortazar's rolls.
But Max, you can Akira slide your motorcycle into the diner to meet up with everybody.
Yep. That is indeed how Max makes their entrance into the diner, and then goes straight to give Cammy a big hug and just be like, "Okay, well, I don't think we're completely out of it, but at least the diplomats are safe, and it feels like we're getting the situation under control. Do we have any idea what's happening to Beaufort and Trizzy? Are they here?"
When you say that the diplomats are safe, I would say you look around and you do not see Yaush. That is notable. Everyone else is here. The Formeth Cube has been returned to their people, but only Jennifer and Dot are here in the diner. Yaush is not.
Okay. I'll. Cece, I think I'm gonna go out and see if I can find where Yaush is, just to make sure that they're doing okay.
Wait, I want to go with you.
Sure. I got room on the bike for you.
I go faster if I float through my little tubes. They go all over the place.
All right. Well, let's just keep in talk then, Mathers, and we'll see if we can.
I'm gonna make bike noises in there though, so it's like we're both riding a motorcycle. Ooh.
Oh, that's the way you got to do it there. All right. I'll be right back then. Mathers, let's go get Father. Right? Let's go get Yaush. Yeah.
All right. So what do you two do? I guess what do you three, counting Mathers, is going through tubes, but you don't know where Yaush is.
I guess try to figure out where the most action is, because I assume Yaush is on like a blood mission right now. He's fucking he's Krogan furied up. He's just going through as many as possible. So it's gotta be wherever like the concentrate of these things are. I guess wherever no one's been like needed to go to fight anything, because that's where like the most concentration would be.
Mm-hmm.
An orb after my own heart.
Survival check to read the flow of battle on the Rezubian and figure out.
Oh, another 32.
Sweet baby lord.
Max just naturally has expertise.
And a 4. This is a team effort.
All right, so the team succeeds with a 32, and you can follow burn marks because from beholder eye lasers, there aren't, I don't think, any hostile beholders here, so that can only be your friendlies, and you follow them to the entertainment deck where we had the whole clown arc, and you see destroyed ice cream golems everywhere. And you actually see some what appear to be like naked cloned human bodies, which have also been deployed. These have all been just zapped apart by Yaush, it appears. And you follow this trail of dead into the entertainment deck, and specifically the movie theater.
Oh, this is where I'm at my strongest.
It's when you have movie powers.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Where are all the best vampires?
That's right.
The movies.
In the movies, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Do you want to do anything before you enter the movie theater?
Get some popcorn?
Yeah, I mean, like, might as well. The machine still works, thankfully.
I want to put on a new cape. I want to straighten up and get going, because this seems like it's going to be cool and climactic.
Yeah, Mathers grabs popcorn for you as you motorcycle into the movie theater, and you see on the screen someone has turned on like a really artsy movie. It's like really bold colors, really evocative like framing of something. It's like in an alien language that you probably don't understand, but you see several figures in here. One is Yaush. And the other two, I'm going to put into the Roll20 for you to enjoy. You'll note that these are characters who I didn't say was in the diner.
It's Lisa, yeah. Lisa the clown. Lovable clown.
Oh, wow. That is a new image there. And that looks like Dash Ina there.
It sure is.
Oh, no. What are they doing here?
All three of them turn to look at you and don't say anything, which is a little eerie.
Can I do an insight roll? I get the feeling these aren't really people in control of themselves. I rolled in 21.
And if Max is rolling insight, they rolled a 28.
Oh my. Yep. So you succeed, and you can immediately tell that Yaush has been ice creamed. An ice cream golem is inside of him, and he is using his psychic powers to control Lisa the Clown and Dash the Ardling. So all three of them are hostile to you. They were going to, try to pretend like they were your friends and then attack you, but you get off the motorcycle and immediately you see Yaush is like dripping some circus peanut flavored ice cream onto the floor.
Oh, what I have to do now is I have to get Lisa to kiss Yaush and suck all the ice cream out. Also, what fucking monster wastes ice cream flavored like circus peanuts?
I was gonna say, like, that's what an atrocious flavor. Who the hell? Who?
My dad likes circus peanuts.
Oh,
Yeah, he's from Jersey. It makes sense.
He's
there.
from the Bronx.
that's close enough to
He
Jersey.
chose where to live.
Like, well, listen, okay, those New York teams, they're all in New Jersey anyway, so it's close enough,
I will say this, as someone who used to work in like an old-fashioned like sweet shop with all the sweets in the jars, the people who would come in and just buy circus peanuts were always super chill and lovely. They'd always be very, very polite.
Yeah, my dad's based.
My dad is based. So
That's the episode title.
There we go.
all right, roll initiative.
All right. 15.
I got a 13. I need you to roll low, Austin. See, now that's lower than Max, but higher than Cecilia. I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I do like it's 13, 14, 15, so it was a really close lineup here. So, Max, you're going to go first. Just to restate what's happening is we're all in a movie theater. There's an alien film playing in the background while you all stand here. Yaush, the mind witness, is floating up in the air, kind of dripping circus peanut ice cream out from the mind flayer mouth in the bottom. You remember mind witnesses have all the tentacles of a mind flayer and all the eye stalks of a beholder on their fleshy orb bodies. We discussed all the eye stalks have the Naruto symbols in the eyeball.
And now he has all the peanut, the circus peanut ice cream inside of him. So it's just like this maximalist here,
And he is using his psychic might to control Lisa the Clown and Dash the Ardling, who are going to attack you all. But Max, you're up first. You have Akira slid your motorcycle into the fight.
I just realized, don't Cecilia and Max both have like reduced movement speed and such, or is that just Max with reduced movement speed due to their injuries?
I think yours is reduced movement speed and hers is a disadvantage on acrobatics, but you both fucked up your legs.
Yeah, we both have both of us have fucked up legs going into this fight.
Yeah, she fell several floors through a spaceship, and you had a psychosomatic injury from having a building fall on you in a dream.
Team ankle shattered.
Mm-hmm. I also would like to propose that while we're not in a field of flowers, I would like to imagine that the Alien movie has it's just silent film with like this weird large field that's strangely of like roses and daffodils for no clear reason, but it just happens to fit the scene. Anyway, Max kind of sees the situation in front of them and is hesitant to attack their mom, at least at first. So what they'll do is sort of like get off the bike so they can kind of take some cover behind some of the theater seats and then try to take some shots at Yaush to start things off here. So, all right, so let's do 2 shots at Yaush. That's a 15 and an 18.
Both hit. Yeah, Yaush is a big squishy red orb, not wearing any armor, so it's going to be pretty easy.
Yep. Max is going to tag favored foe on Yaush, so this will basically do an extra d6 on the first damage roll here. So the total damage on both of those, holy shnikes, those are some good ass rolls. That is 25 plus 28 plus D6. 4. So that's 57 damage on the first pair of shots that Max levies against Yaush as they dive into cover.
Sweet, merciful baby Tiamat. Yeah, you every one of those impacts sends a splattering of ice cream onto the film screen instead of blood.
Yeah, it's just like, this is what the sharpshooter feat does. It's like,
That's gonna leave a mark.
I hate you so much. You both have quoted Tommy Boy in rapid succession. Is that what's playing behind us? Is that?
It's a weird alien interpretation of Tommy Boy.
Yeah, because I was thinking that this is like the scene in Atomic Blonde where they fight in front of Tarkovsky's Stalker. I was like, oh, that's such a great fight scene. And then you both quote the Chris Farley comedy Tommy Boy. So that's all I can think now is this life or death fight against your lover and your mother, respectively. And then you're just both like, fat guy in a little coat.
Listen, that's the dick. That is. Listen, for Yaush, I think that's what Yaush deserves in all this, but that's beside the point. But yeah, Max is doing that, diving behind cover and just sort of like trying to get out of line of sight because they have a bad feeling that their mom's going to be just shooting them with their bow and her bow in just a moment here, and that's their turn.
Yep, it's Yaush's turn and going to use the telepathic hub ability to control their allies. First up, Dash is going to knock a special arrow into her kind of cyber compound bow. This is something we've seen her use when she was summoned by Formith, but I don't know if we've seen her actually use it before. Her body kind of articulates strangely, like against her will, just like that, moving roughly at the joints as she pulls back the kind of what seems to be like a hard light string and shoots into the ceiling with an arrow of darkness, which explodes into a cloud, obscuring your shots against Yaush. So now there's a big dark cloud in the air, so it's going to be harder to hit him. That was her first attack. Then she's going to turn and start shooting at you, Max. Do you have cover? Do you have is that the thing you actually have mechanically, or is that flavor?
It's more flavor. I mean, mechanically, I think it's more interesting for them to not have cover so that they are more likely to get hit. So I'm going to say they don't actually have cover. They're just trying to have cover.
All right. So she's going to start shooting arrows at you. Can you actually roll your shots against her? Because you both have come from similar schools of firearms and archery.
Sweet. Yeah. So you want to be just how many attacks do you want from her?
2.
All right. That's a 19 and a 26. So both will hit Max.
All right. Roll that damage. I think one is an electricity arrow and the other is a thunder arrow. So she's trying to incapacitate or knock you down.
So that'd be 51 damage on those 2 shots there.
Dear. All right.
Because if you're using Max's gun as the stat line there, which is 2d6 plus 17 damage, that's what it does there.
All right. Can you strength saving throw to not be knocked down the stairs in the movie theater?
Sure thing. That's a 27 on the strength saving throw there.
All right, yeah, you are exactly where you want to be, but you are hit with 2 arrows, which certainly hurts. And then we're going to have Lisa the Clown run up on you, St. Cecilia, with the good nunchucks that you gave her.
The good nunchucks.
Yep, during your last downtime scene. Can you roll me your attacks on yourself? Yeah, you're all basically facing someone else who has, a great knowledge of you and your abilities, so it's going to be pretty tough.
A 26 will hit now. Am I rolling that with sneak attack damage?
She would if she had another ally in melee with you, but she does not, so that is not how that works.
That's a shame then. It's only going to be 9 damage.
All right, so
and I'm going to backdash afterwards. It only take 4, I think is. No, it's round up 5.
All right, so as a rogue, you only get 1 attack, right? And then I guess a bonus action it can be used to do an offhand attack, but she doesn't have that. So as a clown, she has a bonus action called Phantasmal Form. She can turn into something else. I will read this. The clown veils itself, and everything it is wearing and becomes something small enough to fit into the clown's space, such as a floating balloon. I think we're in a movie theater, so she just becomes, she just like crumbles into a pile of popcorn. Try to fight me now.
Oh, man. Well, she's beauty and she's grace.
I'm. I really hope someone else in our audience goes to Regal Cinema and knows what you're doing. Mind Witness in the cloud. Yaush is going to start doing eye rays on all of you. We're going to have to roll a d6 to see which ray you all get. That's a 2. It is a fear ray, and a 6, which is a telekinetic ray. Let's see. Who wants the fear ray? I guess I shouldn't let you choose, but Max, can I get a wisdom for the fear? And Cecilia, can I get a strength for the telekinetic?
That would be a 5 for the fear ray.
All right, you are afeared.
I rolled a -1.
Oh my god.
For my strength.
On a failed save, the Mind Witness can move you 30 feet in any direction, which I guess is going to be up, Saint Cecilia. And then
That's
you were
fair.
You're going to hit the ceiling at the movie theater and then fall and hurt yourself on the way down.
As I'm going down, I'm going to say, this thing's nicer than my apartment.
I'm going to kill you. All right. We are at St. Cecilia. Can you roll the damage against yourself again for the fall before you take your turn?
13. So I'll backdash away and take 7. All right, no, I only used that. So I just take, 13? That sucks.
Yep. You land awkwardly on top of a chair, and it hurts like hell, and you go rolling onto the ground. So Yaush is in control, obscured in a dark cloud up off the ground, so it's going to be hard to reach. What do you do?
I'll look towards Lisa and say, I miss your musk. And then I think I'm just going to have to pull out my gun and shoot. I never, ever use my gun, but I do have one. So I'm first going to try. Hold on, I just had to read something real quick here. Okay, I can still see Yaush, correct?
No.
I can't see him at all. He's just in a dark cloud completely.
Correct.
Okay. All right, I'm going to try to stab Lisa then.
All right.
32.
Actually, first, can I get a wisdom or insight, actually, check to, quote, pierce the illusion and discern the clown's true form?
17.
Perfect. And you actually have advantage on that because of your butterfly. So the thing she gave you lets you attack her.
Oh, beautiful. All right. Sorry, hon, this is going to hurt. 1. I'm not doing sneak attack because I have no allies next to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just going to be 11 damage.
All right, so you grab your rainbow rapier and plunge it into the popcorn, which reforms as Lisa, who stumbles back, having been stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
All right, it sounds like we're back to Max.
All right. Seeing that, now that Yaush is obscured and recognizing just how much of a threat Dash is damage-wise, Max is going to have to turn their gun on their own mother for this next volley of shots here. So they pop. They got hit by those 2 arrows. Were able to maintain their balance and not fall completely over with the lightning shot and everything else. Turn and apply 2 shots towards Dash. The first one is botch with a 12, and the second one's a 28.
Yeah, I mean, what the gun you're using is like a laser pistol, right?
Right.
So I feel like it hits the screen behind Dash, and the screen catches fire.
Right. That's sort of an idea there. So, we'll have to tell somebody later on, get yourself a new screen, but that's beside the point. Or
is the theater just going to burn down?
Yeah, it's exactly there. But the theater being on fire, I think is an appropriate amplification to happen because of that. Then as a bonus action, Max has a few things that they can do. But what I'm going to have Max do to kind of help keep themselves upright a little better here is cast basically a level 4 cure wounds on themselves. No, I can't do that. I need a bonus action. They have to do a level 4 healing drone targeted on themselves to start here. So they're going to heal themselves. Wow, pretty low damage there. Only 10 hit points there. But they have the drone deployed around themselves to provide a little bit of protection and healing while the theater starts to burst into flames.
Yeah. So we're back to enemy's turn. Let's do eye beams from Yaush, who's in the obscuring cloud again. So the D6 against Max is fear. You're already feared, so that's a waste. And a 1 against Cecilia. 1 is, I love using Beholder's aversion. The target must succeed on a charisma save. On a failed save, the target has disadvantage on attack rolls. For 1 minute, you already have that. I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah. I rolled a 14 just in case.
Yeah, I mean, you so the ray doesn't do anything worse than you already having recently lost your and had your hand replaced.
Ah.
So yeah, you're both. Yaush is blasting you both with rays from inside the cloud, but so far it hasn't really done much besides throw Cecilia into the ceiling.
Joke's on you. We're so battered it doesn't even work anymore. So I got that going for me, which is nice.
Fuck you. Lisa gets up in your grill, sending Cecilia. It's going to be rapier versus nunchucks. Why don't you roll on yourself right for me here?
30, which is going to hit.
Oh yeah. So an interesting thing is because you're both in close quarters combat, you can see her eyes, which are clearly like afraid and upset that she's fighting you as her body moves against her own will, which is pretty upsetting. You're both going to need therapy.
Yeah. So I'm going to take 12 damage is what I rolled, but I'm going to backdash away, so I'll take 6.
All right.
Try to keep myself a little alive here.
You get cracked across the face with the good nunchucks. Meanwhile, Dash shoots a necrotic arrow at Max. Why don't you roll against yourself? This is not damage. This is going to keep you from being able to heal because you have busted out the healing drone.
Right. All right. So let me do ahead, and this is going to be -4. Okay. Plus, 7. That's only an 11 on that shot there.
That's going to miss. So, yeah, we'll roll that again. She knocks another one. She basically wants to keep you from healing once this arrow hits.
Another 11.
What the fuck? Okay, she has 3. One more.
All right. That's a 25. That one will hit there.
There you go.
Yeah, so in this case there, just Max is trying to heal themselves, and Dash is tactically doing the correct thing and trying to make Max waste their 4th level spell slot again. And it takes 3 shots in order to do it, but no damage to Max is at least something there, so.
All right. I am going to start by looking Lisa right in the eyes. I'm meeting back her very panicked gaze with one of sort of a troubled reassurance, everything's going to be all right. I don't actually have control of this situation, but everything is going to be okay. And I am going to enter into my mind palace and try to basically figure out the way she's fighting with the good nunchuck. So I crit fail on my insight check. She's
Lord.
too wild. I can't possibly discern her wild movements. The good nunchuck is just unbeatable.
Yep.
So I will bemoan it. I will say, so you're telling me there's a chance.
And then I will try to attack her. I crit fail. I don't even need to roll the second one. I just crit fail my roll.
Oh shit, 2 crit fails in a row. Oh no.
Yeah, roll the damage on yourself. She nunchucks
Do
you.
I get a sneak attack on myself?
I do not think so, no.
Damn.
You're not your own ally when you hit yourself.
12 damage.
All right, you two are getting your ass beat a little bit. At the end of the order, the fire spreads through the movie theater, and the whole place fills up with smoke. Can I get Constitution saving throws?
14 for Max.
And 8.
Max, you're fine. Cecilia, I think you are starting to breathe in some smoke here. You're gonna take a level of exhaustion.
Max shakes off the as much as they can to the necrotic stuff and just sort of realizes they can't attack Yaush. Thankfully, because Yaush is in darkness and Max doesn't have line of sight to them, they don't have the negative effects of fear at the moment because they don't have line of sight. But they got to stop their mom because their mom is a huge ass damage threat in this room here. So what they're going to do is they're going to try to approach approach the front of the theater, also because they're thinking, I'm gonna have to find a way to drag my mom away from the fire that's building up in this theater so we can contain this whole thing. But as they move, they'll take 2 shots off towards Dash. It's 20 and another botch. Oh my gosh.
This isn't going well.
Yeah, this is not good.
All right, so Max is still trying to approach to get closer to Dash. As a bonus action, they're going to invoke one of their subclass features called evasive maneuvers. They are going to dodge as a bonus action, so attacks against Max will have disadvantage for the next turn.
Ooh, okay. And if you are done, we're back to Yaush, who's going to do some more beams from the magical cloud of darkness. That is an aversion on Max and a fear on Cecilia. So charisma Max and Cecilia wisdom.
That's an 11 for the charisma save.
I rolled a 9.
Oh my god, they both failed. So Max now has disadvantage on attack rolls, and Cecilia is afraid of Yaush. So you're not fighting Yaush anyway, but that is the effect there. And then your counterparts attack you again, Saint Cecilia and Dash.
So 13 damage.
And then for Dash, this is going to be with disadvantage, so first attack is a 23. Second attack is a 9. And third attack is a 19. So 2 of those 3 attacks will hit.
All right.
And it's guaranteed to knock Max out.
Oh, shit.
Because Max didn't come here with full health. And Max has 33 hit points. The bonus of the damage is 17. Max is guaranteed to be knocked out from these shots here.
All right, so we're painting a really climactic picture of you in the old guard of this, crack force, the Ardwing we've been talking about. She is like a stone cold badass. We've never seen her fight on screen before. So what does this look like? Because this is, 2 level 13 extremely cool characters fighting in a burning theater. What's this knockdown look like?
Max is, dragging themselves along the aisle towards Dash. And because because of their legs, they have to use the armrests on the seats as support while they move in, while taking shots, which is, I think, aids to them having multiple botches here. And Dash is just sort of stoically standing there. There is obviously sadness behind her eyes because she is being compelled to attack her child. But she can't do anything to stop. And in this recent volley here, there's just a shot that comes out. The arrow hits Max in the leg in the first one. The second one misses between their feet. The first arrow hits them in the leg. Second shot misses between their feet, and the third one just kind of hits them in the shoulder, causing them to reel and just fall over on the ground as they lose the ability to hold on to the armrest here. The damage roll is, that'd be total 48 damage. To give an idea, Max was at 33 at the time there. And even if Max was at full health, they would have been taken down to 0 in those 2 sets of attacks that hit them.
All right, so yeah, you get hit twice with arrows and go down. It's looking really grim for the team, but Saint Cecilia, you have one more attack here, one more turn, I should say, before the fire layer effects here take place at the end of the order. What do you do?
So this is bad. This is an important question, Austin. Can Mathers drive a motorcycle?
I love that you asked it. I mean, yeah, he doesn't have proficiency, but he can.
All right. Saint Cecilia, I should say, is going to grab Max and start booking it out of the theater. I want to put Max on their bike and then say to Mathers, "You need to drive this as fast as you can to find somebody who can help. And then she is going to basically like kind of close the door to the movie theater and just go back in to try to stall.
Yeah, I mean, the scene, so we see Mathers riding on the motorcycle, Max slumped over behind, riddled with arrows. We see, St. Cecilia at the top of the, or actually at the bottom of the movie theater stairs, right? Because you come up into the movie theater. It's on fire. There's just 3 really powerful enemies. What do you do? So, like, what does your last stand look like? This could be, I mean, I genuinely don't know how this ends. The whole thing's on fire.
So I have an idea that, like, as Saint Cecilia is going down, because I assume at this point it's mostly just like smoke inhalation is going to be what kind of takes her down at this point. She is going to rush over to Lisa, and she is going to take her sword and make a long cut against her arm that's still flesh and hover the blood over Lisa's mouth.
Oh, fuck. Oh my god.